if you feed a behavior, if you feed a thought, it'll reap a behavior. If you feed a behavior, it'll reap a habit. And if you feed a habit, it'll reap a character, right? Because your habits make us who we are. I mean, that's just knowledge. We've all known that. But, you know, I think sometimes we're a little confused on how habits form and really what habits do for us. And I'm actually reading a book right now on habits. It's fantastic. It's really, really fantastic to get a look on the inside to not only how habits are formed, but what we do with them and how they serve us and how sometimes they don't serve us, right? But right now what I want to talk to you about is good habits. Habits that you can form that will transform your life. Now, here's what you need to know. 99% of the time, you and me, we're running on autopilot. We're running wide open on an automatic program. And what we need to do is we need to become conscious of that program so that we can install new software, create a new program, and create brand new habits that once they're ingrained, they become automatic. You know, what reminded me, what got me thinking about this was I'm going through a training thing right now with my other job, and for 8 hours a day, all week long today, I'm going through this physical training. I'm becoming a certified fitness leader, and I'm going through this training course. And I mean, we're doing hours of calisthenics and stretching and classroom, and I'm in PT gear all day. And by the time I come home, man, I'm just exhausted. But what's interesting is I'm sitting in my office drumming my fingers thinking I need to get on the treadmill. I keep a treadmill right there because for 4 weeks, I got on that thing 5 nights a week for about an hour. And it became a habit. And even though I'm sitting here, my legs are so sore I can hardly move, I'm just exhausted, something in the back of my head is telling me, you need to get on that treadmill. Well, that's a good habit. I'm glad I feel that way. I'm glad that voice is going off in the back of my head telling me I need to do that. Now, I'm not getting on there because I feel like I've been hit by a freight train, right? I'm not getting on there. But the fact that the habit is there is a beautiful thing. So how do you ingrain new habits? And the answer is only with conscious effort. You literally have to make a conscious effort to create new habits. Now, what are some new habits you might want to create? I don't know. It's completely up to you. But, you know, maybe you want to get in the habit of always smiling when you talk. Right? Maybe you want to get in the habit of always saying hello and good morning to everyone you come across. Maybe you want to get in the habit of giving to a charity anytime the opportunity presents itself. You know, when you go into Firehouse Subs, for example, and they ask you always after you ring up their sandwich, they always ask you if you want to donate $1 to whatever it is they're donating money to that week. And I always say yes, right? You know, maybe you want to do that. I don't know. Maybe you want to create a habit of always coming through the door and greeting your family like the family dog greets you, right? Super excited, just glad to see them. Maybe you want to ingrain a habit of exercise. Maybe you want to ingrain a habit of more love and affection toward your spouse. Maybe you want to ingrain a habit of going to worship services on Sunday. Whatever you want to do. But the way you create the habit is through conscious effort. You got to make a conscious effort to do it. And it's not good enough to just say one time, oh, you know, I really need to do that. I really need to smile when I talk. Oh, I got to remind myself of that. Here's what you got to do if you want to ingrain a habit. If it's something that's in your character, or if it's something that's in your personality, or the, you know, the way you communicate, like smiling when you talk as an example, then what you need to do is you need to write that down in the morning and at night. I smile when I talk. Write it in the middle of the day. I smile when I talk. You got a scratch piece of paper, you were just taking a note, write down, I smile when I talk. Make it top of mind consciousness so it's always there. If it's a goal or something that has more to do with like exercising once a day, then what you need to do is put that on your calendar, put that on your agenda, put that into your battle rhythm so that when you take a look at your calendar, you've got time blocked off for that and nothing else can interfere with it. So you won't let anything else get in the way of doing that. And whether you feel like it or you don't, be committed. Remember the definition of commitment? Doing what you said you'd do even when you don't feel like it anymore. Even if you don't feel like it anymore, you gotta do it. And what'll happen is after 21 days, you will have worn a new groove in your brain. You will have created a new pattern, a neural pathway of synapses that will take you right into that behavior without any conscious effort of your own. And you will have grooved yourself a new pattern. But start small. Start with something simple, like smiling when you talk. Or I keep using that example. You don't have to do that. It's really helpful. I highly recommend it, but you don't have to do that. I'm just simply saying, choose something that's not very invasive or certainly not very expensive or maybe doesn't take up a tremendous amount of your time. Something that you can easily do, like answering every email maybe at the end of the day. You know, if it's a type of email that requires a response. Making sure you always get back to people the same day. Some type of good habit that's going to help you move in the direction of where you want to go, move in the direction of your goals, and then do that, right? Put that on your calendar. Mark off the time for it. Do it for 21 days. Once that behavior becomes automatic, then you can move on to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And what you'll find is that in a period of just 3 or 4 or 5 months, you will have redesigned an entirely new way of behaving and conducting yourself, and your day will transform. I'm telling you, I'm discovering that we have so much time to get it all in, and it's actually quite easy to do when your habits are in order, when your house was in order, and when you got a rock-solid battle rhythm for success. So go out there today with a plan and make it a great day.